I mean, stopping the cycle of meth addiction is something that has various intercept points. There are various different approaches, whether it's with the children, with the parents. The criminal justice system is another one of those intercept points. It's certainly not the ultimate one, but there are things that can be done to at least make an effort at trying to stop that cycle. And there's this concept called therapeutic jurisprudence or therapeutic justice principles, which is the idea that you sort of leverage the criminal justice system to promote change and promote behavior change rather than just being a sanction. So in Johnson County, we try to look at things. If something is a treatment issue, we want to treat it. If it's something that's, I don't necessarily like the thought, criminal thinking, but if it's more of a behavior or conduct disordered issue, then sanctions and rewards work out in that area. And so in Johnson County, we have a drug treatment court, we have jail alternatives, we have family treatment court. And the idea behind that is that just incarcerating somebody or arresting them, giving them a criminal background, is certainly not going to be the thing that's going to promote change. It's not going to create healthy and whole communities. So in jail alternatives, we do a lot of things to try to identify people early on in the criminal justice process to see, are there mental health and substance use disorders going on? What things can we do as alternatives to incarceration? Let's get them out of jail and get them into treatment services as soon as possible, get them engaged. And some people, if you're not familiar with the stage of change and people's readiness for change, sometimes the criminal justice system can sort of be that motivator to move somebody from pre-contemplation to action stage of change, right? So we want to capitalize on that, and we have a lot of judges and attorneys who are on board with that. So if somebody's in for public intox third and sub, or for PCS, methamphetamine, possession of controlled substance, methamphetamine, we might say this person could be better served by treatment. If they're willing to do that, rather than doing their 30-day stay, they can participate in treatment as a condition of their release. And drug treatment court is a very structured version of much the same thing. And family treatment court has the same general approach as drug treatment court. And the idea is to really look at the whole person and figure out, like, somebody is not just involved in the criminal justice system because they make bad choices and break the law. There's a lot going on, from socioeconomic status to natural supports and service supports in the community to substance use and mental health. And so we look at all of those things and have really, really intensive support and accountability. It's a kind of two sides of the same coin, right? To support somebody but also hold them accountable to follow through with what they're doing. So that's a quick, there's way more to talk about in terms of what we do in Johnson County from a criminal justice standpoint to try to help people become more healthy and whole. And then as sort of my clinician hat and the idea of sort of stopping the cycle of addiction, I think Gladys Alvarez, who does a lot of great trauma-informed care work in the state of Iowa, gets to that point of the trauma history, and underneath a lot of that is lovability. The jail calls me the bunny hugger, and I'm going to throw out words like love and safety. Whether, for children who are raised or who grow up in a meth addiction home, there's a huge issue of, with being raised by a mother who is maybe distracted by addiction, that unconditional love gets really, really compromised. And humans that don't feel that real unconditional love engage in a lot of maladaptive coping strategies to try to fill that void. And that looks like a lot of different things, and certainly addiction is one of them. And so she kind of gets at that point, and I won't go too far down the rabbit hole, but I think that trying to talk with children and adults about trying to identify ways to create a sense of safety in oneself and to figure out, I'm not really broken, and I don't have to continue to try to do these things to feel unbroken, and I don't have to continue to find ways to hide myself. Addiction and use is a numbing strategy, so you're really trying to hide yourself, and the whole use process is very isolating and hiding, so it further perpetuates that idea of, I'm not okay. So, it's a book like, I'm okay, you're okay. Like, if we can start to help humans feel a little bit more okayness, then we can decrease some of those maladaptive coping strategies that get implemented. And I'll stop.